Might makes right. Simple as that? Simple as that. Might makes right. Hell, you don't have to read Machiavelli or The Art of War to know that. I was just reading Louis L'Amour and Mickey Spillane. Might makes right. If you don't agree with that proposition, then you're either addled, deluded, or a fool, or a sentimental gypsy, or someone who is willfully or negligently ignorant of history. Might makes right. You can see it in any hero in literature, or in any good guy or classic bad guy on TV. They may have other endearing qualities, but when it comes down to a fight, as it has to, then they have to be stronger or faster or more clever in order to win that fight. And when they do win, then they can still lay claim to being right. And the loser is tagged with being wrong. Maybe they just had more firepower, the winner, but whatever it was, if they win, then they're right. You'd think that something like what is right would have a more noble or profound parentage, a conceptual basis, than mere might, but it isn't so. Might makes right. The other stuff is window dressing. Ultimately, what is right is said to be ascribed to God, and what or who is more mighty than God. Also, if you should die fighting, that can be explained by calling you a martyr to the cause. You fall away, but the cause goes on, and the cause is right. It's the same in war. Might makes right. In the Second World War, the Japanese and the Italians and the Germans lost, and they were wrong. The English and the Americans and the French and the Russians and their allies won, and they were right. And they were right because they won, because they were mightier. To the victor goes the spoils, and the victor gets even more than that. The victor gets to be right. It doesn't really matter how you win, only that you do. And only the winner can claim to be right. Before the victory is declared, that's up for grabs. It's a large part of what the fight is about. The right to say you're right. The right to be right. I saw a show a while ago about the bomb. You know what bomb that is, the atomic bomb. Turns out that's the funniest possible name for the bomb. Atomic comes from a Greek word meaning indivisible or unsplittable. And of course the atomic bomb gets all of its staggering energy from fission, the splitting of the atom. Ernest Rutherford was the first person to divide an atom into parts, and after that there is talk about not just atoms, but electrons and protons and neutrons, subatomic particles, a new and unexpected world. Einstein indicated that the amount of energy available in atomic fission was incredible, on the order of solar power. The worldwide scientific community was aware of this. Everyone knew it was theoretically possible to make a bomb of unprecedented, destructive capability. As in all weapons development, from the sling to the catapult to the iron sword to the firearm, it was important to be the first. Whoever could develop the first atomic weapon would win the war. Simple as that. Might makes right. Making the bomb was not simple, of course, but once it was done, things became very simple. You could logically say that because Japan was refusing to surrender and would fight to the death, it made sense to use atomic weapons against it. That would save lives. And so it was done, twice, and the Japanese did reluctantly surrender, after seeing 150,000 people killed by 2 bombs, Little Boy and Fat Man. After the war, thanks to an excellent spy network, the Soviets quickly developed an atomic bomb, and the nuclear arms race was on. Many scientists wanted it to stop, including those who had helped give birth to the first bomb, Trinity. Edward Teller thought he could build a better bomb, the hydrogen bomb, and he did, and it was. The prospect of mutual destruction was so terrible and so imminent that the world backed off, and there was some level of disarmament, deterrence. Treaties were signed. They're still in effect today, but I think there is a sense that it is just a matter of time before someone, most likely in the Middle East, sets off a nuclear device, and that will be followed by nearly instantaneous retaliation, further escalation, and probable involvement on a global scale. Deterrence was really a matter of deference. The only thing that will matter, then, is who is left when the radioactive dust settles. If there is anyone, they will most certainly feel that they have won and that they were right. I wonder if that will be enough of a comfort.